Okay, I think we always gotta wait a second, right? These streams never work quite right. You always gotta wait a second to see if it's working and everything. This is my first English stream for a while. I might be sounding a little bit weird. I have my Invisalign on, and I'm not sure why my Invisalign treatment is almost done. And in the last little while, I seem to be moving back to the days when I would put it on, and then my entire diction, the way I pronunciate words, is all messed up because I have it on. Let me stop the stream here. I had it on my computer. Let me just put the link out to YouTube here. Let's chat. Let's see here. Yo, let's talk some games. Hey, Farham Mustafa, I hope I pronounced your name right. Yo, let's talk some games. Live now. Hey, Diogo. Hey, Farham. Anyway, as I was saying, welcome everybody. This is my first stream in a while. I usually stream more on my Portuguese channel, right? I never know if I should refer to my channel as a Brazilian channel because I'm Brazilian, or if I should call it a Portuguese channel because I speak Portuguese, because it doesn't make sense to me. Because I call this channel my English channel, but that refers to the language, right? Not where I'm from. I don't call this channel my Canadian channel. Anyway, so yeah, I've been gaming a lot on my portables lately. And can you play Fortnite today? Ask Farhan. I don't have it yet. I haven't. My brother texted me the other day telling me to download. Is this a live stream of shitposting on TDSFB? Oh, the Dick Show Facebook. Hey, Anthony. A live stream shit posting on the Dick Show. I haven't been there in a couple of days, right? I've been busy. Nature Recycle Florida says, "Hi, Izzy. How's it going, dude?" Paulo Cruz asks, Izzy, why are you endireitando, which is a word in Portuguese which means like you're turning right wing on your main channel. I made a couple of videos that a lot of people interpreted as right wing. So I guess that's what Paul is curious about. I don't know. I saw some issues and I made some statements. I gave my opinion, and of course, because in this case I happened to be criticizing communism, some people were quick to call me right wing. They seem to forget every other instance where I criticize right wing issues. Right. Anyway, hey dude, how's it going? So Farhan asks, so what have you what you have to play? Okay, so tonight we're not going to be playing anything. I was thinking about doing like a retro gaming stream. I've been really into Bomberman these last couple of days, but I don't have it set up here. So maybe I was thinking I was just going to actually just talk gaming about the games that I've been playing recently that I've been really excited about. Lanny Mon, I'm probably mispronouncing a lot of your guys' names. Bobby says that moment when you're half Canadian, half Portuguese, but can't understand a word in Izzy's Portuguese channel. Bobby, where are you from, dude? I mean, obviously half Canadian. You're from Canada. I'm assuming one of your parents is Portuguese. DJ Bandana Black says, "What's good? Checking in on all the way from Buffalo, New York. Love your channel. You help me motivate to keep going with mine." Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I guess I should say you're welcome, but thank you so much for sticking around. That's awesome. Smallville fans ask what time it is here. It's 11:18 p.m. I live in Calgary, Alberta, so we're under Mountain Standard Time. What up from Los Angeles? Yo, Christopher, I'm going to be up in your neck of the woods in June for VidCon. Extremely excited. First year going. Very, very excited. What I want to ask you guys first, what have you guys been playing lately? Because I sometimes I feel like I spend a lot more time playing on my portables than I do on my actual consoles. And I sometimes, obviously I'm not the only one, but it feels like that if you're on the internet, you're not the only one doing anything. That's one thing I learned in my almost 20 years using the internet. Diogo says Bomberman was the first game that I played. Right on. The first game I played is actually my first tattoo is Space Invaders. Christopher says, yo, Christopher, what's up, dude? Christopher is a YouTuber here from Calgary. He says, what's up, Izzy? Hope you're having a great night. It's a little hot in my apartment here. I turned it down a little bit. Christopher Marin says, VidCon, dope. I can recommend some cool game shops for portable games. Yes, let me know. I want to check it out. I've never been to LA. Right? I think VidCon is actually in Anaheim, but I want to stick around and actually, I've never been to the west coast of the states, so it'd be really exciting to kind of see the sights and everything. There's so much to see in LA, right? Jonathan asks, "Izzy, can you play the SNES version of Killer Instinct?" Funny thing, I'm actually a pro at Mortal Kombat 3. I'll take anybody down. If you put a controller, a Super Nintendo controller, Mortal Kombat 3, and you let me play Sub-Zero, nobody ain't got shit on me. I swear to God. Last Halloween, I bought the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, which I'll be giving away here. I'm gonna be giving one away here on my channel very soon. And it was just a revolving door of would-be challengers, and I was just dominating. Mortal Kombat 3 is I grew up playing video games, but that's the only game I'm good at, and I'm very proud of that, as you can tell. Christopher says, just closing in at the end of Pokemon Ultra Moon. Christopher, I commend you for sticking around with that game, because the tutorials in the story, maybe maybe it's just me, but I could never care about the story in a Pokemon title. I'm just all about that grind, about the exploring the world. Let me tell you something. When I was a kid, I loved Super Mario World. I spoke about this. I talked about this in one of my videos. One of the things I loved doing in Super Mario World was just walk around the overworld, right? Because it felt like it was a journey. I would start out in Yoshi Island, and then I'd just walk around the map and take alternate routes and everything. And that alone, to me, felt really like, it felt fun for some reason. And Pokemon captures a lot of that, right? Going from one town to the next, and you have to go do a side quest, and you go all the way back. It feels like a quest, a real quest, in a way that no other game has ever captured. To me, right? Christopher Marin says, yes, it's in Anaheim. Lots of stuff near there. Oh, and I've been playing the Phoenix Wright series on my 3DS XL. Yes! Let's get into some 3DS XL stuff. Christopher, it's great that you mentioned Phoenix Wright. I had an interest in law when I was younger. So when I found out about there's a lawyer simulator on the DS, I was all over that, right? The Phoenix Wright series, obviously, as I'm sure you know, it started as a Japanese title on the GBA, and then it never was ported over to North America. But then when the DS hit the scene, they made the series, and I think the first game is basically just a remake of the first GBA title. But yeah, Phoenix Wright is the kind of game. It's the only like visual novel kind of game that I have ever got into. J-Man Jess dropping a like, but thank you so much. By the way, I ramble about these stories. If I don't acknowledge you, I'm sorry. I really appreciate all you guys here. I want to make sure that I don't just gloss over what you guys are saying. It sucks when you're in somebody's stream and they're not even like, they have like 15 people and they're not engaging with everybody. That irks me. So I really want to make sure I don't do that. Darkino says, it's so strange to see Izzy speaking English. I guess to a lot of people, yeah, it's odd, right? A lot of Brazilians tell me that I look and sound and I act completely different when I'm speaking in English. There's actually a hypothesis called, I forget now. I was reading about that the other day. There's a hypothesis that says that you have a tendency to express yourself and to behave and even think differently when you speak more than one language. I do see that. Christopher says, it was super hand-holdy at the beginning, definitely got better. He's talking about Ultra Moon he's playing on his 3DS. Which 3DS do you have, by the way, Christopher? I have right here, this is what I wanted to get into, the new 2DS XL. This is exactly the model I'm going to be giving away, obviously not this one. I showed the box that's here somewhere. The box that I showed in my video is actually the box of my game, right? I was going to just go to Walmart, buy one, and ship it to the winner, but then Bob Wolf of the Wolf Den, he said, dude, don't do that. Just buy it on Amazon and ship it to their house. Way easier. I'm like, yes, much easier. Bobby says, hey, Izzy, what's your favorite old school game of all time? That's a hard one, Bobby, because there's so many, right? The one that like encapsulates my childhood, the one that really was the game that I played the most, I'm not sure if you can see, but that's the world map made in the style of Super Mario World. Right, so Super Mario World was a major, game for me growing up. I played that game to death. Nature Recycle Florida says, my parents talks louder and more animated in native tongue. What does he speak, or he or she speak? What do they speak? So let me go back here a little bit. Tiger says, "Is you're amazing, man. Have a good life. I'm going to sleep now, bro. Peace. See you later, Tiger." So Anthony says, when you play games, do you play in Portuguese or English if given the opportunity to choose between the two? Always English. It's it's weird. When I grew up in the 90s, right? So, our interfaces for like phones, TV, like Windows, right, on the computer, they were all in English, right? I remember when like the first time I saw Windows in Portuguese, right? It's somewhat recent in my memory still. In video games are even more recent, right? Like when I was a kid, there's no such thing as localization. A game is just, it's either Japanese or it's in English. I almost said American. And that's it, right? So games in Portuguese. When I see streamers playing games and everything's in Portuguese, the layout, right, like the subtitles and everything, it's still, to me, it's still like it's still very new to me. Somebody asked something that I think I didn't see. Christopher Martin said, "Hell's yeah, James Williams," because he mentioned I started reading the manga books too to get to get my Phoenix Wright fix. James, hi. I don't think I acknowledged you before here. Yes, so Phoenix Wright. I got really heavy into the first title on the DS, but then I kind of I stopped relatively early. I think I got like the third case, like towards the end of the third case. I have severe ADHD, and I think that comes across in my videos, definitely probably in this live stream. And it's very hard to me to stick with something and keep focus on that. So Phoenix Wright is the kind of title that I love the whole concept, right? It's very much a courtroom drama mixed in with, there's some humor, right? There's some comedy, and there's that point and click adventure aspect as well. So all of those things are right up my alley. But I lose focus on things very easily. So that's the reason I never beat a Pokemon. I got a lot of flack in that video about Pokemon for admitting I never beat Pokemon, but that's the same thing. I play some 40, 50 hours, and actually less. Like I have 40 hours-ish into my run of Fire Red. That's the farthest I've ever gotten. I'm at the Elite League, so I'm really close to being on my PSP. But then like I get to about 20 hours and then I'm like, okay, like I need to take a breather. I can't take this game for anymore. So that happens. Nature Recycle Florida says, who else thinks that the old arcade Street Fighter games were epic? You know what's funny? I was the one person in my group of friends that wasn't a huge Street Fighter fan. Right? I was always, like I mentioned earlier, I was always a Mortal Kombat fan. I still am. I'm still pro at Mortal Kombat 3 with Sub-Zero. I'm telling you, I want to, you know what? If Bob Wolf of the Wolf Den goes to VidCon, I have to record a little vlog of me kicking his ass in Mortal Kombat, because I'm not sure if he's a Mortal Kombat fan, but I can, even if he is, I can guarantee, I can put money down that I can kick his ass in Mortal Kombat. You can go tell him that. I'm that confident in my skill. So anyway, going back to the new 2DS XL, I picked this up about 2 months ago or so. See, Christopher agreed. Mortal Kombat all the way. Dude, I was a massive Mortal Kombat fan back in the day. When the movie came out, I think it was the first movie that I went to see by myself. And I was so excited. It was crazy. Zelbeth says, you don't finish games often too. I'm stuck at least a couple Final Fantasy stretches because I dropped the game after 50 hours. 50 hours? Those games are that long? Yeah, Zelbaz, I just kind of lose focus. I lose interest. I feel like I've had enough of the game. A lot of people are completionists, right? They don't feel like they got enough of the game until they beat it. And with me, it's just like I'm more casual. So I get my fix, and that's it. Like I get a couple of hours in. It's like I'm running on Rick and Morty. Is it still cool to like Rick and Morty? Because I feel like Rick and Morty fans ruined for everybody else. So I feel like a douchebag now. Like it's Rick and Morty is now where Family Guy was in like mid 2008 when it stopped being cool being a Family Guy fan. It just became cringy. And I just realized I just picked up the shirt. I went swimming today and I just grabbed a black shirt, threw it in my backpack. Games Cool Yes says, I love your channel. Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As you guys know, I mean, I'm not sure if everybody knows this, right? But I have a bigger channel in my native tongue. I'm from Brazil. And it's at times it's kind of hard finding the motivation to keep working at a smaller channel where there's less engagement, there's less comments, there's less views, less money, right? When I know that I could put the exact same effort into my Portuguese channel and there's a much bigger reward, let's say. But I do enjoy all of you guys here. I really appreciate. It's funny because I live in these two worlds, right? Where there's like I have my the context of like this is what a video should do in regards to like exposure, views, money, engagement, you know, from viewers. And then I have a different set of like on my English channel, it's like it's much smaller, right? Like so I have fewer views and there's fewer people watching, fewer people commenting and everything. But that makes me appreciate it much more. Like it's funny, if I get one comment in my English channel, it's like worth 100 comments on the Portuguese channel, if that makes any sense. Bobby says, you have ADHD. You don't really look like the hyper type. Without my meds, I'm basically a fly on heroin. That bad, eh? I trained myself over the years to speak a little bit slower because of YouTube, right? Because in my early videos, I was just going a mile a minute, and at work I have this tendency to, like, in my social life, I think people who know me personally know that I'm just like just going at it. When I'm talking on camera, when I'm at work, and like, one of these situations, I've trained myself to talk a little bit slower. But yeah, Christopher says, I hate that your smallest channel has 41K subs. So jealous, also inspired. So thanks. Yeah, Christopher, it's been a long road. And it's funny because Christopher is part of for those who don't know him, he's part of the YouTuber community here in Calgary, right, where I live. And it's funny because when I first moved to Calgary in 2007, I was already doing YouTube, and I never came across other people who did YouTube. So for the longest time, I thought I was the only one. And then when I started getting to know the other people who create content here in my town, I was very excited to meet all of them. I haven't had the opportunity to go to the events that they put out, because I basically work two jobs, right? So I have my real job, and then I have YouTube. And then when I say YouTube, really, I mean everything I do on the internet. So I have two podcasts, I have two channels, I'm writing my second book, I just put a game out. So I'm really crazy busy. I haven't had the opportunity to meet these guys in person. But yeah. Math pays, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, says, a lot of games, as long as Final Fantasy or The Witcher, I lose focus and stop playing. But in a strange way, I just can't stop playing Dark Souls. I love it so much. I'm going to lose a lot of nerd cred, a lot of gamer cred. I literally never even seen footage of Dark Souls. I literally don't know what it looks like. I think it's like a Diablo-like clone. Does that make... I love portables, dude. Like, I wouldn't even call myself a gamer anymore. I'm more of a portable gamer. I've always loved gaming, right? But I've always been... I'll show you something here I'm sure you're familiar with, but I'll give a better look. This is part of my Game Boy collection. As you can see, I put them all up in these little shadow boxes, right? There's the YouTube play button. And this is going to sound... Like, Christopher's going to hate me even more. But this is going to sound really conceited, and I'm going to sound like a douchebag. But I hate the old layout of the play button. Like, I'm gonna give you a closer look there. See, Azenobri. It's the frame is really thin, as you can see, and it doesn't mesh well with my shadow boxes. The new silver button has a thicker border, right? So I feel like if I get that one, I can take this one down, put that one instead, and then it's gonna make more sense. It's gonna look more, Anyway, so yeah, there's my Game Boy collection. This is a functional Game Boy Light. They didn't make too many of these. It only came out in Japan, so I'm very proud. I'm proud that I was able to snag one, but at the same time, I'm sad that I don't get to play it because I decided to kind of put it up as decoration because I love the Game Boy brand. I'm a huge... My next tattoo is going to be a Game Boy. Bruno Lima asks about feeling not only door gameplay Castlevania older or now. I have a feeling, Bruno threw something up in Portuguese. If you want to write that out in Portuguese, that's fine. I'll translate it for everybody else because I'm not really following what you're trying to say. Zelba said, hell yes, I clocked 100 hours at Dark Souls 3 without even sweating. Still haven't beaten Sin on Final Fantasy X, even after grinding days for the Dark Eons. I'm not an RPG guy, so this makes me complete. Like, I'm totally... Even DS3, like, took me a while, like DualShock 3. Christopher says, lol, yep, I hate you for saying it. Tell you what, I'll take that play button off your hands deal. Don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of that play button. Like many other YouTubers, when I opened it up, I kind of choked up. It was a big moment. I did a whole video about it and everything. So, it's funny. I got to 100,000 subscribers in 2013, but they didn't send me my plaque for another 2 years. Matt Best says, you should give it a chance. The only game franchise I love more than Dark Souls is Pokemon, and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon so boring that it makes me tired. Yeah. James Williams says, speaking of portables, I have never hooked up a Switch to a TV. Anyone else like that? James, interesting question. For the longest time, I did not put... Bobby, holy crap! Bobby just donated $13.99. Very specific. Canadian dollars. Bobby, thank you so much. And he says, now I'm broke. This is going to go towards my VidCon funds. Thank you again so much. Let me scroll back up here. Trenton Doritos, that's an interesting name. It kind of rolls off the tongue. Says, Izzy, I was watching your videos and I can really see the difference in your weight. Looking good, man. Trenton, thank you so much. It's been a journey. I haven't lost all the weight that I plan to lose, right? As I'm sure a lot of people know, last year, my ex-wife and I split up, and that, as it happens, right, when people split up, that made me stop and reconsider my life choices and how I was living my life. My weight was obviously something that it was a little project of mine that I never tackled, so I decided to do that, right? I'm like, well, now I have tons of time, right? When you're single, you have tons of time. Let me show you something here. Let me see if it's up on the, if I can put it up on the screen here for those who don't know what Trenton is talking about. Let's see here. Yeah, I can throw this up. Give me a second here. I add. Bear with me here. Image. I'm just gonna throw an image up here. Let's see if I can find it. Come on, image. That's not the image I was looking for, but that works. That's ignore that. That's a layout for a live stream that I wanna do, a gaming live stream. Give me a second here. So it's D. There you go. So this is not a very flattering picture. Yeah. That is my teeth too. I'm not sure if you can tell, but that was also something that I wanted to fix. Let me pop out the chat here so I can read more of your guys' comments. By the way, side note, how do you guys feel about comments up on the screen? Is it better? Is that distracting? Does nobody care? I'm gonna put it over here, and I can talk about a little bit about that too. Jonathan Silvera asks, Izzy, did you have the off experience of losing a save in a game? I lost a save in Gran Turismo where I completed all the licenses gold. Holy crap, that sucks. Jonathan, no. I can't recall recently losing like save progress in a game. Zelba says that's the Izzy I was used to. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you can tell, but I also fixed that right up. That's the Izzy I was used to. That's the Izzy I'm used to too. I mean, I should move over here. There we go. So yeah, like last year, right? Like my ex-wife and I went our separate ways, and then I was like, okay, you know what? Let's change things. Let's improve things here, right? Let's clean house and like let's tackle some things that have been long overdue. So I was very disorganized. My house was always a mess. It's not dirty. I'm not a dirty guy, but my house is always a mess. So I decided to tackle that and organize things. And then the weight, as you can see up here, I was a little bit bigger. I was hitting McDonald's a little too often, right? And my teeth have always been something I wanted to fix. So yeah, weight and then the teeth. I fixed that all up, and now it's nice and yeah. It's not finished. I'm wearing Invisalign. I can show it to you here. Check it out. Check it out. That always hurts. This is what I wear. This is why my teeth seemingly got fixed out of nowhere, right? Because nobody saw me wearing braces, and all of a sudden they started noticing, hey, your teeth are straight. These little puppies right here cost $7,000, right? And they're worth it. They hurt like a bitch. They're very expensive, but nobody can see you wearing them. They make you sound a little bit like your diction is a little, off, but I go. I know I have nice teeth. Finally, right? Craig Morgan says, cool channel. Craig, thank you so much for stopping by. Where are you from, Craig? I'm always curious to know where you guys are from, and I'll tell you why. Because when I do videos in my main channel, my Brazilian channel, I know I'm only really speaking to Brazilians. There's a few Portuguese people there. There's a few African, like Portugal colonized a bunch of countries in Africa. They speak Portuguese as well. It's a little different from ours, but we can understand each other just fine. So Mozambique, Angola, there's a couple more countries. So every now and again, I get an email from somebody from Mozambique, which is, to somebody who's not an English speaker natively, that's very exciting to us, right? Because when I create content in English, I'm talking, like I get emails from people from Sweden, I get hits from people in Japan, like from Russia. I get people commenting from all over the world, because it's really the universal language, right? So to me, whenever I see you guys, I'm always like, I wonder where he's from. Because when I do stuff in my main channel, I know exactly where everybody's from, but not you guys. Christopher says, that's the first Izzy I ever saw. When you lost all the weight, I was like, this looks a bit like Izzy. It's funny. There was somebody at work that was on maternity leave for the last little while, and I hadn't seen her in like close to a year. And I was riding the elevator up to the office, and and she came into the elevator, and she did one of those, like those double takes where they walk right past you and they go like, you can tell they recognize you, but they don't know where, and they don't want to make it a big deal because they are not sure where they know you from. And I'm like, it's me. Yeah, I know it. I lost a little bit of weight. And she's like, holy crap, what did you do? A lot of people ask that, right? Like, what did you do? I'm like, what do you think? I stopped eating so much. I stopped hitting McDonald's almost every day. Dude, I used to eat McDonald's almost every day. Not an exaggeration, not a joke. Literally almost every day. Christopher Marin says, going to bed, man. Have a good night and love your channel. Thanks for hours of content and see you in LA. Thank you so much for sticking around, Christopher. I hope to see you more here. And yeah, I hope to see you. I would love to meet the people who watch my channel when I'm at VidCon. That's the whole reason I'm going, to interact with creators and to meet the people that follow me here, that watch my stuff. Philip Robertson just jumped in. Craig says he's from Detroit, Michigan. Right on, dude. Whenever I hear Detroit, I think RoboCop. And I have a little RoboCop action figure here that's it's RoboCop is drunk, so he's on the ground here. But yeah, why do I still have my old picture up? I forgot that was up. Let's take this down, and done. Bobby's from Bradford, Canada. That's in Ontario, right? Is that Ontario? Illinois. Anthony says Santa Catarina, Brazil. Zelbez, you could have fooled me. Your English is spot on. I thought you were American. I have a secret to reveal, says Philip Robertson. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm a time traveler. Okay, I'm not so worried anymore. PJ Malaysia. See what I'm talking about? You're from Malaysia, dude? That's awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the beauty of creating content in English. When I create content in Portuguese, I'm only talking to Brazilians. There's a dude from Malaysia here, dude. That's amazing. What's PJ stand for? Nice to see you from Calgary. Hey, Igor. How's it going, dude? Bakersfield, California. I'm from Brisbane in Australia, and I lived in Calgary for 6 months. That's amazing. Tim, what were you doing here? I feel like I know a Tim McDermott. I don't think it's you, because I feel like you would have said something that I would have been like, oh, yeah, hey, Tim. Trenton says, I'm from Minnesota. I don't know if anyone has asked this, but what is your main game you're playing right now? I just got back into my Vita, and I'm playing Persona 4 Golden, which is one of the must-plays for the system, right? With about 32 hours in. Trenton, I'm currently playing, I think it's up on my DS right now, this bad boy right here. I'm going to turn it up. I'm playing Heart Gold, the remake, the gold remake for the DS. I'm loving this title. I'm not paying attention to the story at all. I'm not even sure if there is a story now that I think about it. But I'm loving it. First of all, I'm not sure how you guys feel about the DS Lite, but the DS Lite is one of my favorite portables of all time. There's a few weird design flaws that I find that the 3DS fixed in a lot of ways. Like, I don't like LNR. They were notoriously faulty, and I feel like they're too flush with the system. I like that the 3DS, I have 3DS right here. I bought this 3DS to give to my girlfriend because I want to play Pokemon with her. And I like that on the 3DS. I'm not sure if it's really visible here, but the triggers here, the shoulder buttons, they stick out a little bit more, and it's a lot better, I find, than this. This is a little too flush. It never feels like you're really clicking it. This is clickier. I much prefer it. Elder says, I'm from Santa Catarina, but currently living in Calgary. That's cool, dude. Jonathan is from Curitiba, Paraná. I lived in your state for 3 years. Christopher says, okay, man, I'm in the middle of 50 videos, scripts / videos before the end of the March. Christopher works like crazy, dude. So I got to head out. Great live stream, and I hope to catch the next one. Get your butt to some YYC meetup soon, dude. I definitely want to. It just so happens that almost every time you guys meet up, I have work. Bobby, holy shit! Bobby just donated $34.99. I'm getting a lot of, like, 99 cents. Is that a conversion thing? Because the other guy was also from Canada. I wonder if he's trying to give like a certain amount in US dollars, and then it's converting to like the next close thing, and it's always like 0.99. Silly is not focused on the stream and playing DS. Youngsters these days. Bobby, first of all, thank you so much. Holy crap. Not focusing on the stream and playing DS. No, I wasn't playing. I swear, I was just like showing you real quick, just like Heart Gold. It's amazing. Sorry, keep shortening it. Lani Mon says, for pedaling Jaya. That's incredible. That blows my mind. Like, to most North American creators, this is nothing new, right? That you're putting a video out there, and then people from all over the world are tuning in and watching and commenting and interacting. I'm used to, whenever I put something out on the internet, it's just my own people that see it, that share it, that interact. So this is completely different to me. It's amazing. It really is. Bruno Lima says, do you watch La Casa de Papel? You mean to say, have you watched? Have you watched La Casa de Papel? Haven't yet. Has an actor that looks like you. His name is, there's Professor. The Professor. It's a Spanish series. I've heard that. People have mentioned that. If a guy has like a beard and glasses, he's like halfway there to looking like me. So I get a lot of like, oh, that guy from that movie looks a lot like you. One I heard a lot was, I forget now, but I get Kevin Smith a lot. I get the chicken guy from Toy Story 2 a lot. Holy, what the fuck? Bobby, holy shit. I hope you didn't steal that credit card, did you, Bobby? Bobby just donated $139.90. Holy shit. Holy shit, Bobby. He says, okay, I'm actually gonna broke now. Last donation. Sorry. Holy fuck. Bobby Screw, get it for holy shit, Bobby. Damn. That's incredible. Well, thank you for supporting creators. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Bobby. Now I'm like, okay, Bobby, what do you want me to do my next video about? What do you want me to talk about? Now I feel like I owe you at least that. I have to like, what do you want me to talk about next video? Hey, Pedro, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, so I'm playing a lot. Yeah, now you're going to VidCon. No excuse. Absolutely. Any money I make on YouTube from here to VidCon is going to be my VidCon funds, right? So yeah, that's going right to my flight to VidCon. Lenny Mon says, Dan, Bobby, massive respect, yo. Holy shit, Bobby. I'm humbled. Holy fuck. I don't even know what to say. Valera says, Bobby, you're making us look bad here. But yeah, so yeah, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Heart Gold. Pet peeves you have could be cool, but I'd rather what you want. I did a pet peeves video a long time ago. Maybe it's time for a new one, and I do have a lot of those. Oh, dude, I'm like, as I'm getting older, I'm becoming the crotchety old man that has like that just like minor inconveniences. They're the kind of thing that just like a splinter right under your fingernail. Anthony Andrews says, sup, bro? How's it going, Anthony? Pull up a chair. Welcome. We're talking gaming. We're talking portables. I love portables for some reason. Since I was a kid, I have a PS4, right? I have a gaming PC. That's the one I'm using to do this stream. But for some reason, portables have always been what really captures my attention. There's something about it's all self-contained right here in your hand, right there. Like you can put it in your pocket. You can take wherever you want. I like that. Dribble Kenshin says, hey, just dropping by to say, hey, I have to go though, peace. I can't even blame you for it because I've done that to a lot of streams. I just want to like jump in and say, hey, dude, how's it going? Nice to see you, and I gotta get going, so I totally get it. Thanks for stopping by anyway. But yeah, so on the DS, I've been playing Heart Gold, right? Never beat a single Pokemon game. Maybe this time, fingers crossed. On my 2DS XL, I'm playing New Super Mario Brothers. Where is it here? New Super Mario Brothers 2. Gold Edition, right there. Been enjoying. It's really gimmicky. What the holy shit, Bobby? Are you like secretly Elon Musk or something? Holy shit! Holy fuck, Bobby, you're crazy, dude. Are you like a doctor, an engineer, or something? Because I feel like I'm in the wrong business. If you have that much cash to spare, I need to hang out with you and see how you're living your life, because you got it made. Holy shit. Victor said money laundering. Speaking of money laundering, have you guys seen The Ozark? Incredible show. I loved it. I didn't expect what's his name, Jason Bateman, to be that good. What? Dude, what the? How is that even possible? Bobby, what the fuck? Well, that's it. The trip to VidCon is paid for. Holy fuck. I'm literally speechless. Bobby is a legend. Holy fuck. Remember me. That almost sounded like a threat. Diogo Nascimento just donated R$5, Brazilian real. That's our currency. Cara de rato, uns trocados para comprar mais batom garoto. I'm not sure how to translate this on the fly, but basically he's quoting a meme for my podcast. Diogo, thank you so much for sticking around, for doing the donation. That's crazy. Justin, welcome, Justin. Henan said, "You're not gonna go broke, Bobby, but you just broke Izzy's mind. You sure, you sure did. That's incredible. Holy shit! I did not expect that at all. Wow, that's crazy. I'm from Guyana, Brazil's neighbor. Richard, Guyana. I was actually listening to a lot about your country because of the Jonestown massacre that happened in Guyana in '78. I want to say, I forget now. That's." Izzy, how are you? I'm doing a great vlog, St. Pauta. How's it going? Valera says, Bobby, please pay my rent. What else? So I want to go back to the Switch. I bought the Switch a few months ago, and I love the console. I love the idea of the console, but because it's not so. Okay, that's that. Bobby, how's that even possible? How's that even possible? My dad is Bill Gates, sponsored by Apple. Shit, I believe it. Holy fuck, Bobby, that's fucking crazy. Thank you so much, dude. Holy shit. That's insane. I never even seen the red background donation super chat before. And now Bobby's just fucking making it rain on the channel. Holy shit. Richard, Izzy, do you know the show Final Space? No, I don't know it, Crunchy. Welcome, by the way. Richard says, the only reason I want a Switch is because of the new Pokemon game, or else I'm not a fan. Richard, probably there's not going to be a Pokemon game this year. I'm just trying to be realistic, right? Like, we're hoping there's one this year, but there might not be one. Game Freak is not, like, there's no date. They said maybe late 2018, and when they leave it like that, I wouldn't hold my breath. Minka says, if you get pranked, Izzy, make a video on it. I sure will. But yeah, so there's probably gonna be a Pokemon game. I mean, there's obviously gonna be a Pokemon game on the Switch at some point, but there's nothing. There's nothing concrete right now. Nothing has been announced. Pedro Pucci says, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Izzy, I'm living in Calgary. How can we meet? I'm a huge fan from Brazil. Pedro, I'm going to be at the Calgary Entertainment Expo in late April. I'm definitely going to be there. I'm going to be meeting a bunch of people there. Bobby says, press F to pay respects to my PayPal. What do you, out of curiosity, like, feel free not to tell me. But what do you do? Like, because I got a feeling you have a bunch of money sitting on PayPal. I'm assuming you do some kind of affiliate marketing that you get paid from. Because that's what I do on my main channel, right? Like, I do reviews for technology. So I always happen to have a couple of bucks lying around in my PayPal. But you have more than a couple of bucks. So I'm like, holy shit. Victor says, what mic do you use? I use a what is it called? The Blue Yeti mic. It's I hear it's a really good microphone. I don't know much about the technical aspects of what I do. So, and there's a little pop filter here, but it's decent enough. Is the sound good? You tell me. Crunchy says, I heard Nintendo is making Mario Kart on mobile. Yes, they are, but they haven't really said anything more about it as far as I know. And I don't expect to be like actual Mario Kart like we're used to on, like, you know, the 3DS or on the Switch. It's probably gonna be you know, something more akin to like what they did with Mario Run, I would assume, like something more a mobile experience, right? So don't expect much. Don't hold your breath. Impel says, hey, Izzy, not gaming related, but thoughts on Vancouver. I visited Vancouver with my girlfriend back in, I forget, September. Loved the town. Absolutely loved the town. It's a great city. You guys have a lot of Teslas there. I was very impressed. You guys are doing well. That's the one place in Calgary I really would like to live because it's not as cold as Calgary. So I really like your guys' style. Anyway, to get Soul Silver on my 3DS, Anthony, you can, if you buy the game, the actual game on the DS, you can play it on the 3DS. It's the 3DS is backwards compatible with the DS title. So when you have a 3DS, or in this case a 2DS XL, you can play the entire 3DS library and the DS library. So Bobby says, my brother's a millionaire and he just hands me a few thousand each week. That's fucking incredible, dude. It's hard to believe people on the internet, but when somebody donates this much money and they say my brother's a millionaire, I was like, yeah, no, I believe it. But yeah, so if you have a 3DS and you want to play, Bobby says, I know nothing about emulators. Teach me, Daddy. Emulators on what? So on PC, on what do you want to emulate on? Right? I almost never emulate on PC. I mostly emulate on my PSP. Um, what are you trying? What are you trying to emulate, right? Because it depends too. Are you trying to emulate Super Nintendo? Like, so you want to emulate on PC? What do you want? What do you want to emulate then? Because like right now the bottleneck is PS2. I think PS2 is the most. Anthony Melchiori just donated $2. Thank you so much. This USD is probably worth 10,000 Canadians. Cheer, Anthony. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm blown away by your guys' generosity, especially Bobby. Holy shit. Thank you so much, guys. This is all going towards my VidCon fund, so I can finally go out and meet the creators, meet the fans. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Craig Morgan asks, why is so many on the Switch? It's a little overwhelming. Why is it so many? What do you mean, why is it so many on the Switch? Why is it so many? I must have lost the track of what we're going, where the conversation. Why is it so many on the Switch? Anyway, while I'm trying to figure out what Craig meant, let's see here. Ricardo Celestra says, hey, Izzy, came to Canada in February and chose Calgary because of you. Have to say, couldn't have chosen a better city. Really loving this place. And I'm surprised that you love it because it's so fucking cold right now. I mean, actually, not right now. Today was -2, which is, I'm not sure what the Fahrenheit is. We use Celsius in Canada, as I'm sure the Americans know. You can emulate Wii on PC too, but that's as far as it gets. Correct, Zelbest, you are right. You can emulate Wii on the PC. Do you play JRPG, Izzy? No. I guess the only JRPG I play, which I'm sure JRPG fans would scoff at me for saying this, but it's Pokemon. That's the most JRPG thing I play. Sane Ghoul says, when is the last time you updated your PSP emulators? Any issues you have with emulators? I haven't updated it in years. Right? And it runs just fine for the games that I play anyway. A lot of purists have a lot of issues with the way that the PSP emulates. In my video about emulation on portables, a lot of people chimed in and said, I don't like how the PSP handles emulation. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of frame rate problems and everything. I honestly never ran into any problems. Maybe I'm just trying to emulate the right games. But yeah, I haven't. Sane, by the way, where are you from? I'm always curious. Trenton says, Izzy, how cool is your girlfriend with your gaming interests? My girlfriend is awesome about mine and super cool about it. I haven't got her to like Pokemon and watch some anime with me too. That's awesome. There's nothing better than being with somebody who enjoys the same things that you enjoy. And my girlfriend is crazy about gaming. I'm getting her more into gaming because she never had a portable, and I gave her I'm giving her this 3DS when she comes over on the weekend. And I gave her a Switch for Christmas as well so we could play together. She's crazy about gaming. She's crazy about nerd stuff. By the way, I never told this story in my main channel, so I guess this is exclusive to you guys. Thanks to coming to you, thanks to Bobby's donations. I'm going to tell you a story here that I never told my main channel. My girlfriend was a fan of my channel way back in the day. She moved to Calgary to do to finish her degree because of my videos about the city. She thought, oh, the city looks cool, so I'm gonna go to U of C, the University of Calgary, to do her degree. We met, became very close friends, and when I became single, we became even closer friends, and now we're dating. So the very reason she knows who I am is because she has similar interests, which landed her on my channel to begin with. So there's a lot of compatibility there. We enjoy a lot of the same things. She's very nerdy, and one thing she does that it makes me really happy. It's a small thing, a silly thing, but as you know, I love portables, right? I love portable devices, not just gaming, right? So like my iPad, I love the idea of this portable, small computer that I can do a lot of stuff in, my phone, my smartwatch, my portables, right? Game Boy. And I'm the kind of guy who's always bringing his portable things with him. Like I have a small backpack, so if I'm going away someplace and I know I'm going to be away from my house for hours, I'll throw in like my Switch and my iPad just in case if I happen to find myself needing to wait for a while. Like if I stop at a restaurant or want to get a meal and it's going to wait a while, I can play a game or watch a movie or whatever. But my previous partners, right, and even friends, they would ask like, why are you bringing that? Why are you bringing a DS? And I'm like, where is mine? Because it's tiny. I can just put it in my pocket, and if I need it, it's there. If I don't, then it doesn't matter, right? But I always got that pushback, and that always annoyed me because it told me that person does not see the world the way I see it. The way I see it, any downtime is an opportunity to play a little bit of some games. I'm so busy with 2 jobs and everything that maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm so drawn to portables, because I can play wherever I am, right? It's not this whole thing where I can sit on my couch and have to assign an interval to like play my game and everything. I can play wherever, right? So with Natalia, and in case you didn't know, that's Creepologist says, hey, is a cool shirt. Yeah, I like it too. Even though, as we were talking earlier before you joined the chat, I'm not sure if liking Rick and Morty is even cool anymore, because I think the there's always like a cool thing, and then the fandom expands, and then weird people start really being into it, and then it kind of ruins for everybody else. That happens to a lot of fandoms, and I see that happening to Rick and Morty to an extent. So I wonder if it's even cool to wear a Rick and Morty shirt anymore. Do you think Sony will make another portable Vita 2? Harry, I doubt it. Considering how poorly the Switch did, the Vita did, I would love to see a new attempt. I'm a big believer in what Sony does in their vision. I love the PSP to death. I loved the Vita. I wish it did better than it did. I ended up selling mine because I never played. But yeah. Gabriel says, wow, serious donations. Yeah, man, nope. And Bobby says, I know, right? The donor must be so cool, Gabriel. He must be so sexy. Lenny Mon says, need to get back to work later. Is he? Lenny Mon, by the way, what time is it there? Are you a YouTube channel? Gabriel, are you asking me or are you asking Bobby? Oh no, the Phantom's cancer, but I mean it's a good show. Yeah, it is a really good show. Creepologist. I like the show. The writing is really funny. It's like it has that quick pace, quick jokes, just like throwing a whole bunch of jokes at you, a bunch of interesting references. They take you sometimes like, oh okay, no, yeah. So I do appreciate that. I feel like there's a lot of layers. What are your thoughts? With your thoughts on the banning of loot box in Hawaii? I remember reading about that when they're planning. So has it gone through? So are loot boxes now illegal in Hawaii? Has that actually happened already? Because I feel like it was just a couple of months ago, and things in politics don't usually move that fast. Lenny Moss is around 3 p.m. here at the moment. What time is it in Calgary? It is midnight, so it's exactly midnight on March 1st, which means I'm a couple $100 poorer now because of rent, but Bobby here just helped me out immensely. Holy shit. I like how my questions have been sparking around 1-2 minute answers. Trenton, that's because I talk a lot. That's always been a problem in my life. In fact, a lot of the people who don't like me, that's one of the things that usually comes up. Oh yeah, because he talks a lot. Bobby says, it's how Undertake went, kind of. It was a great game, but then people started making fan fiction. Fan fiction is one of those things, right, dude? Nothing good comes out of fan fiction. This is coming from somebody who used to write. I guarantee there's no fucking way in hell you guys are going to guess what I used to write fan fiction for. I doubt it. Why did you sell it? It says Moondrower. Moondrower? Is that how you're supposed to pronounce it? Where are you from, Moondrower? I'm assuming that's your name. I sold my Vita because I wasn't playing it enough, right? I hacked it, so I was playing Super Nintendo emulators, and I had the first generation Vita, so I had that beautiful OLED screen, so Super Nintendo games look beautiful on that screen. Holy crap. When the first time I booted up Super Mario World on my Vita, I was like, I didn't even know it was OLED, right? I didn't read that much about the Vita. So, but it stuck to me. It's like, this color is really sharp. Like, it really pops out of the screen. It's incredible, right? And then I read into the technology and I understood why it looked so good. So it really looked amazing. Romano Carvalho said, somebody donated $140 4 times. Incredibly, yes, Bobby did. Just a moment here. Let me just reply to somebody here. I was getting some DMs here. My friend hacked my friend's 3DS or modded, and you said it changed. Sorry, let me restart that over. My friend hacked my friend's 3DS or modded it, you can say, and changed the background. How? My 2DS XL is modded, right? But I don't know how to change like the background to do anything. Like I don't know how to make it run emulators or anything like that. Creepologist says, dang it, Bobby, you're making the rest of us look bad.
Starting TweetDeck, window exiting narrator.
I always, whenever I go to tweet something, it's Control Enter, and then sometimes I hit Control Windows key Enter, and then it starts the Windows narrator. Someone else said the exact same thing. I just hope that's not a stolen credit card you got there, Bobby. Because holy shit, that is literally incredible. I don't say the word incredible lightly, but that's like, if it's the right definition of the word, it's hard to believe that somebody would be that generous. Holy shit. Bobby Gates Jobs did it. Too much info in one night. James Willen said, you got distracted by many Bob's donations. Before you finish my question before, do you use your Switch more portable or hooked to TV? Yes, James, thank you for reeling it back in. So earlier, I'm sorry if it looks like I'm begging for attention. Just wanted to help Izzy out. No, Bobby, I guarantee you, nobody holds it against you. Most people in streams, they are very appreciative of somebody who's really supporting the creator, right? Because it's your generosity, it's your donations that keeps me here, that keeps me creating, keeps me motivated. So you are essentially bankrolling the content that everybody else enjoys, right? So I doubt anybody's gonna hold it against you. I certainly don't. Victor said Bobby needs to tell us what he does for a living. So he said that his brother's a millionaire and he gives him money every week, which is usually a story I wouldn't believe, but given his generosity, his ability to pay, I can't say I can't call the guy a liar. So going back, Crunchy says, gotta go, man, have a good evening. I don't know. Well, thanks, Crunchy, thanks for stopping by. So yeah, so about the Switch, when I bought the Switch, when I first bought it, I used it mostly as a portable, right? I went months without installing, without even taking the dock out of the box. It was strictly a portable machine for me, right? And then I had the idea, I bought a new furniture for my bedroom because it was so old. And then I had the idea of having the dock right next to my bed, right on my nightstand, and then have the HDMI cable go around the bedroom and behind the TV, so that I don't have to get up and put it on the dock. I can dock it right next to my bed and then play it on the TV, which is an awesome setup. So yeah, now I'm kind of 50-50. I play a lot on portable at work, for instance, and I play a lot at home. Although for the last week I haven't touched my Switch that much because I've been just in love with Pokemon Heart Gold. Bobby says, I actually work at a gym, not that high of pay, ironically. How can you afford to, not that I want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but how can you afford to give that many donations? Holy shit. Because I feel like I need to figure out however you're living your life. I feel like you have it figured out better than me. Will GameCube or Wii ever make it to the Virtual Console on Switch? There's a lot of speculation on that. I want to believe yes. There's such a big library of those titles, but at the same time, I don't think that bringing old titles to the Switch is Nintendo's priority right now. I don't think anything is really Nintendo's priority right now with the Switch because it's selling like crazy, right? It's one of the fastest selling systems in history. So it seems that they're at that time when things are really, at least for the next couple of months, maybe even for the next couple of like for the next half of the next year, it's really on autopilot. People are just going to buy the Switch no matter what. But I really want to see the Virtual Console on the Switch. And if it brings, maybe that's why they're taking their time. If it brings N64 titles, can you imagine? Because this is really possible. With the exception of the DS and the 3DS, because of the portable, the dual screens, the form factor of the Switch doesn't lend itself very well to running those games. But can you imagine if they offered their entire library on the Switch? So you could buy games from the NES all the way to the Wii U, right? That would make the Switch have the biggest library of any system that I can think of, right? And that would be incredible. Bobby asks, is it PS4 or Xbox? So previous generation, I was even between the two. I loved my 360, right? Gears of War was my jam. But I love my PS3 as well. On this generation, I didn't even touch the Xbox One. I played it a lot at friends' house. There's something about the interface, the whole architecture of the way the Xbox works that doesn't appeal to me. The exclusives just aren't there. The online also doesn't appeal. Bobby says Xbox, sorry, take my money back. What are you playing on the Xbox lately, dude? Yeah, just like nothing personal. Like I got a lot of flack from the Xbox community in Brazil because I cracked a couple of jokes about like the Xbox has no games or something silly like that. But yeah, like the exclusives, the ones that I really want to play, unfortunately aren't on the Xbox. Also, I was a pretty big believer in VR, right? For better or worse, I have a VR headset here that I reviewed on my Portuguese channel. I was sent this by the company to review, right? It's a 4K VR headset, it's actually pretty incredible. I love playing Subnautica on this thing is fucking something else, right? And but yeah, so I am a big believer in VR. So because Sony, they have the clout, they have a really decent supply chain system. They have a well-oiled machine, right? So I thought if they're putting their weight behind VR, this could really go places. And I think, oh shit, what happened? I just turned on my VR headset and it's outputting the video now. Fuck, give me a second here, guys. I guess I gotta turn this off. It's now outputting it's outputting the video to the VR headset. Let me turn this off. And off. Is it off? Oh, it's still on. It takes forever. You have to press the button for like 10 seconds for it to turn off. What day will you be at the Calgary Expo? Probably all days, right? Like I usually get a media pass because I do a vlog when I'm there and everything. Come on, stay there. So I'll probably be there every day. If not every day, if I can't get all days off of work. Saturday and Sunday, definitely. Those are the big days to be there. Bobby says, I have a PS4 and a PSVR, and it's fucking amazing. Right, dude? It's incredible. I'm a big fan of VR, even though the tech isn't quite there yet, and I love my PSVR, but it's on the lower end when it comes to resolution, which makes sense, right? Like the gamble they did is they're not going to offer the best looking VR, but they're going to make it the cheapest, right? And it combined with the PlayStation brand and the relationship they have with third-party developers, it's very promising, right? To have a big brand putting their weight, putting their money there. But yeah. Craig Morgan says, I played my Switch once in portable mode. Only once? It seems like a waste. Give me a second here. Bobby, give me a CSGO skin, says Pedro Pucci. Especially for a JRPG fan. What are you referring to? Are you referring to... exclusives. PS exclusives. Right. But yeah, so on the Switch, I brought these here to show you guys. So this is what I've been playing on the Switch. These are the physical games that I have. Where's my OBS screen? These are the physical games that I have for the Switch. Right? You know, it's funny. With the Switch, originally, I was going to go... all virtual, right? All just downloads, because I don't like swapping cartridges. I don't like having to figure out like, oh, where did I leave that game? And the other day, for instance, I went out and then I left my my little case with my games in my bedroom, and the game that was in the Switch wasn't the one I wanted to play, so that pissed me off. So anyway, let me do a little bit of show and tell here. How long has this been going on for? Almost an hour. Holy crap. Gotta head to bed soon. But anyway, so here's the games that I've been playing, right? So you got this one I got for Christmas for my girlfriend. Mario plus Rabbids, I think that's how I pronounce it. Plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I love the concept of the game, and this game, I would be all over this game if it was on the 3DS, because the 3DS is more portable. This is the perfect kind of game to just pop in, play like a quick match, and then go back to whatever you're doing. So I would love if this game was on the 3DS. It's kind of a bummer that it's not. Next up we have Super Bomberman R. I got this for my birthday for my brother, and I didn't play it that much yet, because Bomberman's the kind of game you got to play multiplayer, right? And I just haven't had the opportunity to sit down and really play with the people that I want to play. But this is what I'm going to be playing this weekend when my girlfriend comes over. Of course, no surprise. This is, if you have a Switch and you don't have this, why do you even have a Switch, right? If you open it, pop it open here. You know, it's funny. This feels like such a waste, right? Look at the size of this thing, and the cartridge just goes here. Just this little, just here. So, you know, it's funny because I come to think of it now, I actually like having the box. I like, you know, opening it up, looking at the art. There's something to having the item, right? The thing physically in your hand, then you can touch it. But that's the problem, right? Like it's so much less convenient. And people say like, oh, you can lend games to friends, you can sell them and when you're done with them. So there are some benefits to physical, but convenience to me trumps it all. And to be honest, I don't want to be lending my games to people because I forget I lent it to them, and then I end up losing my games that way. So not that big a fan of lending anything, to be honest. Maybe is that selfish? Perhaps. Let's see here. What else do I got here? Put my windows back up. So next, again, another title that's basically mandatory if you have a Switch, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, do I even have to say anything? It's Mario Kart. It has online. It's Mario Kart, right? Like you need it. How can you have a Nintendo system and not have Mario Kart for it? It doesn't make sense. Peter Pucci says, where do you live in Calgary? I'm in Marda Loop. For safety reasons, I'd rather not say exactly where I live, the neighborhood and stuff. I can tell you it's in the Northwest. So let's go back here. I skipped a couple of... Let's see here. Does anyone else enjoy browsing through itch.io for small indie games? I had no idea about that. Tell me more about itch.io. No idea. Is that some kind of community where they share indie games, I assume? Is an accumulator confirmed. So Trenton Dorito says, do you think Nintendo should implement an achievement system like the PlayStation and Xbox? The obvious answer is to say, well, yes. But at the same time, I don't care that much about achievements. Maybe I'm too much a casual gamer. And Nintendo has always been, from my perspective, a games first, everything else second, or just not at all, right? Like, look at the Switch, for instance. It doesn't have like YouTube. You can't watch Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Video or whatever. It's just for gaming, and that's it. The friends list on the Switch is basically pointless because you can't easily. I mean, I don't even know what the features are. You can't message somebody. You can't set up like a party and talk to people. So it's almost pointless. Sane Ghoul said PSP Go's pros and cons, no physicals. So yeah. With the PSP Go, there's no UMD slot, right? On the old PSP, which I have here, but I don't want to get up, you had these little discs called UMDs, which stood for Universal Media Disc, which is ironic because they weren't universal. They were just used on a PSP, and the movies that came out on them were only Sony Picture movies, so it's far from universal. It's as proprietary as it gets, but that's what it was called. And a lot of people who are upgrading from the PSP to the PSP Go were dismayed because you couldn't play the games you already have. Sony promised a program where you put in a certain code for your games, your physical games, and then you get a download voucher to put them on the PSP Go. Sounds great. They never implemented that. So if you're coming in, if you already have a PSP and you already have a library, this was completely pointless. And if this is the first PSP you're getting, well, if you waited that long to buy a PSP, it's likely you're not that crazy about the library anyway, and it was more expensive. That's why it didn't sell very well. I love the system. I find it's really cute. It's so portable. It runs emulators great, as you can see here. I'm playing Pokemon Fire Red. It's like my third time trying to beat this game. It's a great system for, emulation and things like that. But if you're talking about the actual PSP library, I mean, the only way to play this now is to pirate the games. So that's a problem. Creepologist says it's a good 2-3 hours to just enjoy screwing around in a crafting game. What are you referring to again? Let me go back here. Forager. Have you seen Forager, James? Looks pretty good one. See, like I was saying, I'm such a portable gamer, right? Like I like my PSP, I like my DS. I bought, like I said, a 3DS. This thing is beautiful, man. It's pretty good condition too. I bought it used, obviously, because it's been discontinued. I bought it used from some guy on Facebook Marketplace of all places. Oh yeah, there's a stylus here. I hadn't even noticed that there was a stylus, and it extends. The stylus on the original 3DS extends. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I bought this 3DS for my girlfriend so we could play Pokemon together. And I realized I actually love the form factor of the original 3DS. It's just like a DS Lite. I'm not a huge fan of these buttons here. But other than that, it's like they took everything that made the DS Lite great and basically said, do it exactly again, but now give them 3D. So awesome. Anyway, guys, I realize now that it's past midnight, so I got to be heading out. I want to give a huge shout to Bobby. Holy shit, Bobby. I'm blown away by Bobby's generosity. This basically funded my trip to VidCon. So I want to give a shout out to everybody else who's here as well. James Williams, Sane Ghoul, Creepologist, Zelbest, Valeria Owen, Pedro Pucci, Trenton Doritos from Minnesota, if I remember correctly. Craig Morgan, Ricardo Celestri, Bobby, James Williams, Jean Roberto, although he's from Brazil, so I believe it's pronounced Jean, right? No, Jean. It's pronounced Jean. Jean would be the American pronunciation. Caleb Vieira, Ricardo Celestri, Single Bobby. Remember that pet peeves VidFam. Bobby, I absolutely will do the pet peeve. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of this here so that it tells a more complete story. Here we go. Let me save that. Bobby. I'm going to save as Bobby on my Z drive, my backups there. So when I tell the story of how that video came to be, I can credit you for it. Trenton says, thanks for the stream, bro. Glad I could watch it. 1:20 a.m. here right now. Right on, dude. Thank you so much for everybody. I really, you have no idea. Like, I really mean this. And as a small creator, as a small YouTuber, I know you guys realize this. I really appreciate all the attention, all the time, the questions you guys are asking, hanging out here. It does truly mean a lot to me. So thank you so much, guys. And I hope to see you guys again soon. I'm going to be doing streams on this channel more often, I promise. I'll catch you guys next time.